I used to play EVE online a long time ago. And when I say play, I mean I would mostly sit in front of the screen, breathing through my open mouth, scratching myself, wondering why my game didn't look anything like the epic, thrilling trailers I'd seen online. I was a little naive back then, but it eventually dawned on me that it was all more like work than the job I was trying to escape from. When I came across news of Elite Dangerous in 2014, it looked like there might be hope for a space game in my life after all. A mile wide and an inch deep. Isn't that how the saying goes? I suppose it depends on what you mean by deep. EVE is deep for some people. But for the likes of me, I quickly found that I couldn't get anywhere without joining a corporation. And I found out just as quickly that I couldn't get anywhere in one either, even one I owned. I just didn't have the enthusiasm or the accounting skills. At least Elite doesn't have that problem. Well, you still need to be enthused, otherwise what's the point? But you don't have to join anything or anyone else just to make some progress if you don't want to. Over these 11 years, I've played Elite off and on, mostly off. What was the problem? That's not easy to put a finger on. It's not depth or lack of it. The game is as deep as your head wants to make it, and is able to make it. Difficult? Yes, it's easy to get in over your head, and I've done that plenty of times, but it wouldn't be much of a game otherwise. Maybe it's that at some point I run into a boring sort of sameness that starts to weigh heavy. The same bad guys I'm not invested in, the same stations, even if I can walk around them now. The same fungus, the same rocks. Is there really all that much to discover? Sometimes it seems like a bit of a jaded future we're playing in, and that's what I'm trying to leave behind for a little while. But I discovered something recently, and while it's true that the game has seen some welcome updates lately, this is something a little more to me, and it has nothing to do with new ships, or colonization, or engineering being a little easier. When I decided to fart around with Elite again a few weeks ago, I spent an unseemly amount of time looking through all of my ships trying to come up with something, anything to do. So I decided to do nothing. Instead, I chose to start updating my fleet. I started by getting rid of my Type 6, replacing it with a Type 8. That led to some rather unfortunate trading deals, which led to my realizing that I'm an idiot for forgetting all about Inara. I mean, seriously, anyone who hauls for a living knows where they're taking it and how much they're getting for it, unless the deal falls through, which happens. That's life. And I started making money. Not much. The Type 8 doesn't haul that much. Its main advantage is speed and the ability to land pretty much anywhere. But it was progress, and I was happy about that. I can't remember when I latched onto the community goal, the one involving the Alliance and two folks having some sort of feud. But I decided to give it a try, and I decided to set a goal for myself. Make 1 billion credits. I was starting out a shade over 300 million, so it wasn't as bad as it sounds. But here's where I parted company with Inara for a short time. The best deals I saw on Inara involved a trip on one end of over 200,000 light seconds to the station, and even with Super Cruise overcharge, that can be a long trip. Also, I came close to running out of fuel once. So I decided to check out a few surrounding systems, and what do you know? I found a good supply of superconductors for almost the same money, meaning the round-trip profit was almost the same, and the hourly went up because I could make more trips per hour. I see where I'm going with this? One little goal led to another, and another, and another, and so on. It wasn't long before I picked up a Type 9, along with a fighter and my man Royce to fly it, and then the cash really started rolling in. Pretty soon I hit that 1 billion mark, and I kept going. When the CG wrapped up, counting my bonus, I was sleeping on a pile of about 1.6 billion, and had a whole bunch of power distros sitting around. I can't even tell you who I was working for in that CG. In fact, I spent most of it thinking I was working for the other guy. And what difference does it make to me? I'm not the hero in this story. I'm out for myself. And that's kind of liberating. Oh, and I finally made elite, in trading, of course, but you have to start somewhere. Speaking of rank, it also turns out I only needed 1 kill to make competent in combat. That's right, no more hanging my head in shame every time I undock. I even learned a trick or two in the process. For example, when trading, I now use auto launch and auto dock. I wouldn't waste the space on a combat ship, but in trading, time is money, and the computer can get me in and out faster than I ever could flying myself. And here's the dirty little secret. I actually found all of this enjoyable, except for the part about wishing life could be so easy. But the point was to get away from life for a while, and I did that. So going back to life was okay. And now the ubiquitous elite question. What's next? Well, I went and unlocked the Guardian FSD booster, which was a little bit of a fiasco, but I got it done. I bought a Mandalay and I still need to fit it out, but before I do that, I think I need to visit my fine friend Felicity Farseer, do some more engineering and pin a better blueprint. Long term, maybe a fleet carrier, but I've become happy without one, so there's no huge rush. Other than that, who knows? There's still plenty of geysers to ride and fungus to hunt down. Yes, I felt like an idiot when I realized I didn't have the blueprint fragment, but not that big of an idiot. I mean, come on. Let's see my ship over there firing its point defense turrets. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to move to go find him. Oh, that one hit me. Okay. Well, you know. It's not a sure thing all the time, is it? I don't know if this is going to be particularly helpful to anyone having trouble engaging with this game, but if that's you, try thinking small. Small things actually coming to pass beat the hell out of big things that never do.